giving a whole bunch of value is the dopest strategy, and like actually getting other people to succeed is the best strategy to have a bunch of winners like you. Like,
she's got a fake boyfriend, he lives in LA, says she met him online. I mean, what else can I say? Said he'll visit next May, but that's hard to believe, cause he works at a cafe, and playing tickets ain't free. Says he's in school, he's doing big things, he'll be the best welder this world's ever seen. God, I sound like an asshole, I don't mean to be mean, it's just when we talked, you had bigger dreams. I know, I drag my feet and did you wrong. No one on this earth deserves to wait upon my love this long. I never told you sorry, so I gotta put it in this song. My nightmares, they haunt me. I know, I drag my feet.
Alright, podcast and stuff, we just started. Boosh.
Boom. Just like that.
Yeah, man, just like that.
We don't need any introductions.
Man, don't do introductions.
Not in this game.
Man, just do podcasts.
Man.
Sometimes they start off natural. It just depends. Who am I here with today?
Kinyo. I feel like I'm like summoning myself. You're here with Kinyo.
Is there like a special chant to summon you?
Yes. It's $500,000. You say, actually, why am I?
How many times have you been summoned?
I'm being bougie. Any quantity of money usually.
All right. So you need the green.
Yeah.
You want the Kinyo.
Well, I'm just saying that's one foolproof.
Okay, that's the foolproof. That's the foolproof.
Definitely be there.
What are the other proofs?
And then John Mayer. I'll be there for anything John Mayer if it's free.
If it's
Dave Chappelle. I'll pay for Dave Chappelle. That's different. That's quality.
What is John? I was like,
John Mayer is dope also. I'm just saying, like, I feel like you can't miss Dave Chappelle moments because you're, on the level of greatness, Dave Chappelle is going to be one of the greatest humans, I think.
Humans, not even comedians.
I'm saying one of the greatest people to go down in history, in my opinion.
What is he doing that makes him a great human?
He's super funny. I think as an artist, like I put him as one of the greatest artists in the of all time. Honestly, I think that what he does in comedy is he creates really, really great art, which is this balance between truth and honesty and communication, and he does it so well. I can't see the seams. I can't see the lines. I don't know where it's coming from really, but it's just good. It leaves you in expectation in the moment, and then it delivers in the next moment. It's like this is the stuff. This is what it's about. What
makes John Mayer good enough to be on the list, but only free?
John Mayer is good. He went the pop route. He
wasn't Owen's pop.
No, I mean, as an individual, he's just an extremely talented guitarist. I think he's probably. The only one, I mean, there's lots of people doing cool stuff with guitar, but I mean, he's doing it in a mainstream way that's really easy to listen to. And he's just building collections. So he's really good, but I mean, I don't know if it's as much of a contribution. Who am I to say? Who am I? I'm not the
Lord Kenya, the summoner of 100 green,
Summoner of what?
To be summoned with 100 green, right? Or something. 500 green?
Oh, yeah. 500 green stacks.
Yeah.
So $1,000.
The judge. Or $1,000. Then that price went down real quick.
Right. It can go down. It's
like Bitcoin. It just
honestly, $50 I'm in probably.
Goddamn.
I think it's
super cheap. It's discount.
$50.
It's Black Friday discount.
Right.
It's Black Friday.
If it's global, $200. I think that $1,000 global.
Damn.
That's a pretty good price. That's my new official pricing from now on. $50 domestic, $1,000 global.
Damn.
This is a workshop right now.
Have you done it?
No. I haven't done it. That's interesting. I haven't. Next time I go overseas, I'm just going to read a poem just so I can say it was part of my tour. I'm going to Canada pretty soon. So
does that count as overseas? I feel like with America, we don't always value Canada and Mexico as true travel.
Yeah, I think when I say overseas, I just mean out of the country. And it definitely counts, I think, because as soon as you get out there, you realize especially in Montreal, which is where I'm going. They speak their national language is French. It's appalling. It's weird.
I've been to Niagara Falls. Is that place Niagara or no?
Niagara Falls
where
is
that
in Buffalo, New York, I believe.
But where's the Canada side? What city is the Canada side?
Oh, I don't even know, man. I don't know geography.
I'm gonna be ignorant and just say it's Niagara because it's falling in Niagara.
They don't teach geography in California.
I've been there.
I'm probably wrong that it's in New York. It could be.
I mean, you know, like technically it's part of it, right? I don't know if it's Buffalo, New York, but I've been on the Canadian side of the Niagara Falls. I wasn't young enough that this was the era. Everything ties up to arcades for me. So like, yeah, I remember that's my heartfelt moment of Canada was being like super young. So this is 1990 something, and yeah, my dad taking me there. I don't know why. I guess vacation or something, and playing Golden Axe in the arcades. So that's probably like 93, 94-ish.
Golden Axe, man. That means you must have been in it because I haven't heard of that. I was pretty in arcades, but I never heard of Golden Axe.
Yeah, Golden Axe was in the arcades. I'm not sure if 2 made it in the arcade, but 1
was
definitely
that. You chop down trees or something?
It's one of those Streets of Rage, Fighting Force, walk straight games. You walk straight and you just
Streets
punch.
of Rage.
Yeah.
So now you're bringing back memories.
Yeah, Streets of Rage.
Dope,
the Super Nintendo equivalent would be Final Fight, which was also in the arcades. But you just walk from left to right and you punch bad guys for 6 levels usually. Is the story of all those games.
That's what Little Boosh was doing in Canada.
Oh, Little Boosh, yeah, man. Like,
he's like, I have to win. Dad, another $5.
Like I told this story before of like, these are some of my favorite moments in my life, but they were probably also horrible parenting. Now that I just realized that this year that was probably horrible parenting. But we would go to New Jersey. Back then, we never thought he'd be president, but Trump Taj Mahal, you know?
That's interesting.
Yeah, Trump Taj Mahal, right? And they had this great arcade.
You're an East Coast guy too, so it makes sense. I didn't even really know who he was, but he's like an institution, right?
Yeah. Like, I think a lot of people liked him probably all the time because it's that thing you want to be rich. He was just a rich guy for a lot of us, you know? Like, we're not really fucking with Wall Street or any of that stuff.
Yeah. So, he was just a cool personality.
Yeah, we don't know the politics, and it's like, it's just a dream.
Little did you know.
Yeah, versus what what happened, you know. Well, he would leave me in the arcade, give me like maybe $20 in quarters, and then he would
$20 used to last forever, right?
Well, because
that's
a lot
what my
of the
dad
games,
would do too.
If the game was new, it'd probably be 50, but a lot of the games were a quarter, and then if it's $1, it's because it's like, all right, you're playing Daytona 500 and taking up space now. Or you're playing Time Crisis and you're taking up space. Like, you're playing on these gargantuan machines. It's not just buttons.
They even have those ones with the fans, Arctic Thunder. You ever play that?
That might be beyond me. That might be like newer shit.
Oh, man. Am I older? Are you older than me?
I'm 32.
Oh yeah, okay, you're 4 years older than me.
Yeah, and then like my arcades
I remember when
fighting
Arctic
games.
Thunder came out. Oh yeah,
but like I feel like that's like a racing game, right?
Yeah, that's a racing game. You're like on a jet ski. I don't even remember. No, you're on some crazy ship that like transforms, and you can do boosts. And when you do the boost, the fan on the top blows air into your face, so you really feel like that. I remember when that came out, I was like, oh my god.
I feel like those are the games. I mean, it's in a nice way that come like. Arcades are probably on their way out, but they also come in like one. Not that there even was a Dave and Buster, but like things of the Dave and Buster variety. Like now they just need games. You know, like when you go to Palladium and they have these weird like sit down Jurassic Park games and shit. Like now it's just games for amusement's sake instead of like this is a quality thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
and I feel like what they should be doing, they should be making more experiences. You know what I mean? Like really deep. 4D, 5D
that's why they
games.
made Disney World, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's what they need. But like, everyone should be able to go to like Disney World in like a 3x3 room. You know what I mean? You just get in there and then you're interacting with stuff. Yeah.
Cause I still don't get Disney World.
Because they were messing with it back then. I've never been to Disney World.
I've been to it, but same, just my Canada. Canada? My Canada?
It's Canada.
Yeah, Canada. Just like my Canada experience. I've too young. So like, I've been to Disney World, but have I really? You know, like, cause all I remember is there's a big silver ball. Yeah. And I walked around a lot. So but all these adults love that shit. So like, there must be something good. A lot of girls love the Disney.
I think if you're balling that's just a fun trip, right? Like if you're not thinking about anything
so,
money
if
related,
I'm balling,
like,
I'm enjoying the freedom of life. It is like
exactly.
I don't need to go to Disney anything.
Exactly. But if you're balling too, I think Disneyland's a different experience. So you get you get the resort tickets, so you're staying in that nice place. You're not even thinking about money.
Yeah.
Then there is food, so you can afford to spend like $200 on that dinner. I got
a friend who works at ABC, and I guess Disney is part of the package because she was going every weekend. Like when she first got there, I think now she's over it.
Yeah,
but it must have been like 3 months straight where it was every weekend. She would just put on Facebook like, "I need someone to go to Disneyland with me. I need someone to go to Disneyland," because she didn't want to go alone. But I'm like, I guess like if it's available to you, it probably is a great experience.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of like choices, like not being rich and bored.
Yeah.
It's never been on my list. I don't need to see man dressed as Mickey, you know, like
yeah. It's not on my list at all. I mean, like I'd so much rather go to anywhere else. Anywhere. Like this.
Damn, I'm gonna say anywhere else. I'm like
literally, I'd rather just drive to a random state.
Kentucky's on this list. Arkansas.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I would love to go to those, man. Farms.
I've been to Kentucky, Louisville.
Learn how to kill
Louisville, Kentucky.
A cow. That's what I want to learn how to do. I want to learn how to kill a
I
whole cow.
eat cows all the time, so I've contributed to the killing. So I don't know if I need to learn how to do it myself.
I want to be able to go. Well, I really want to learn how to do the hunting one. Like if I go hunting and kill a deer, I want to be able to like strip it down into its parts right there,
native style.
Make a steak, eat the steak, carry the deer on my back to my house with little bags and stuff like that.
There's people who do that. I feel like it's usually like rich people in Cali, like who are into that naturalness. I feel like there's like Joe Rogan, I feel like does that, you know?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I watch. There's this hunting show on Netflix that he comes on sometimes because I guess he knows the guy, and it's just like I watched the whole thing. Like I binge watched it. It's just this one dude. He goes to these different beautiful places in America. And like he walks into the wilderness. It's always like a multiple day thing, and he just goes out until he kills something. And it looks really nice. I mean, yeah. He kills it, and then that's the only way he gets his meat. So he just has like freezers full of like.
I think he said it lasts for like over a year, right?
Yeah. So anytime he's running low on meat, he plans another hunting trip and he goes out. And then Joe Rogan was on one of those. And they were like they were somewhere, it was snowing. And they I don't remember if they caught anything, but Joe Rogan is apparently about that life.
I've probably only had maybe like one or two times any of that stuff, like venison or bison or any of that like actual meat that isn't the normal cow stuff we do.
Yeah.
Probably only in like burger format. And I guess it's fine. Like I feel like the only reason I would even notice it is because someone told me. Yeah. Like I probably wasn't even like it wasn't that drastic to me to notice the change, you know?
Yeah.
But it might be better just overall anyway, you know what I mean?
Wait, you mean if it was frozen or if it was a different kind of meat?
Oh, no, I just mean a different kind of meat. Yeah,
okay.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. I've had deer recently because the why doesn't matter. I've had some deer recently, and it's definitely different. Like, it's not beef. Maybe I don't know if it has something to do with the processing, but I mean, I've had goat. It tastes more like goat meat to me, and but it was cool, man. I cooked it up, made some spaghetti. I cut it up one time because I was like, I'm tired of because I was eating just the steaks because I had a whole bunch of it.
Yeah.
And I'll coast on any supply of food until it runs out. So I was just eating that, and then I started making spaghetti with it and different stuff. It's good. I could take it.
That's what's up.
I kind of made me sick towards the end. I overdid it. But
was it like sick? Like you were
free.
just tired of it, or you weren't used to it? Or
I was tired of it by the end of it. Yeah, like I just eaten it too much. Like anything. Like I always do that because I'll like get in different lanes. Like I did that with eggs once, where I was just eating eggs nonstop for a while. By the end of it, like I couldn't stand eggs for a while.
Damn.
To this day, I still can't get down with watermelon because I like overdid it at one point in my life, and I threw up, and now I'm not down with watermelon anymore.
I feel like I can get tired of stuff, but like I don't normally beast on it enough to do that. And if it's something I beast of, it's usually like probably like one of the most like human things I've done maybe in the last few years is like, I don't really drink or smoke or nothing. So like my dumb shit is probably like I used to get like kettle chips and Mexican Coke, you know, but a lot. And Cheez-Its. And like
you have your go-to snacks.
Yeah, but like I try to almost
your
like
brain
never
is
eat
wired
them.
around them.
Yeah,
like
But normally I almost try to never eat them, so like when I do eat them, like now I don't understand why I even like it. But if you do it enough, it becomes normal again. It's like really weird. Yeah. Like it's probably you can like stuff like that kind of just tells me like, oh yeah, we're just conditioned to eat shit. Like we just been eating the shit so long that we don't even understand that we don't like it no more.
We're made to like. Especially, I mean, those things are made to fulfill certain requirements, you know, like they're made to be holistic is the complete opposite word that I'm looking for, but they're made to, you know, completely satisfy us via salt and sugar and things like that. So it's really easy. Exactly, because it makes us feel so good. And even the other flavorings that they put in there, like they're literally designed for you to just be like, this is all I need, man.
Yeah.
Every day I'm going to get my Cheez-Its. And Cheez-Its are bomb. They did a great job. I can't hate on them. I wish they would do it with something else, like, you know, broccoli.
Yeah,
like,
it'd be cool. Like,
sprinkle some
that will be the
addictive
future. All this
broccoli.
technology crap we're using here, that's cute.
Yeah.
You make a Cheez-Its that's, like, healthy.
Oh, man.
Boom.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why that's not what everyone is working on. Unless they want us to be unhealthy. Make, like,
they probably
super
do.
dope vegetables so we can, like, eat as much as we want. Well, we don't want to be gluttonous people. I guess we have to learn to control ourselves, but so we can eat stuff though and like let it be
chips
healthy.
That was like full of vitamins and shit.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Dude.
And they have kale chips, right?
But I'm talking about like that could be like your meal because like yo, this is giving me all my supplementation I need. You know
exactly. and they could like engineer that stuff to like put protein in it and like different things like that. It's gonna get there.
I don't know. I feel like that's not something we're exactly working towards. I feel like
I'm doing it myself.
A lot
Kinyo
of
Labs.
Do it, man.
I haven't started it yet, but
you compete with Quest bars, you know, like in
Quest bars.
Quest bars. I don't know too much about them, but I know one of their founders. I follow a lot of his media. But Quest bars was a extremely popular, obviously protein bar company. I think they might do food, but one of the founders. There's 3 founders, and one of his reasons for founding it was similar to what we were talking about. It was like. He did a lot of crappy jobs, try to get rich, didn't really work out. So they were like, look, kind of hate life doing this.
Yeah.
From now on, let's just only do like passion and like value shit first.
Yeah.
And the rest will take care of itself, hopefully.
Yeah.
And it did. But they end up doing the Quest bars based on the idea of like, my family wants to be healthy, but they're never going to put in the work. So if I just don't try to change the human, right? Like they want to eat something good instead of something good for them. So make the bar taste amazing, but it's good for you, you know? And that's right where they won. Yeah.
The whole virtual reality world, man. We're getting to the point where we can manipulate everything. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, VR will be interesting when it becomes mainstream. Because like where it's at right now, like I don't need it. Similar to like 3D movies and shit, like I don't need it. You know, all that shit is stupid right now. But
and people forget, you know, like stuff changes so much. Like, obviously, like before we had computers, we had these big things, and people were just using them for specific, you know, reasons because you had to have a bunch of room to do it and like $5 million. But once you make a computer small enough where you can put one inside of a refrigerator, then you're like, okay, everyone probably now owns like 50 computers or something like that. If you think about all the different, besides our phones, like our TVs are computers now. 50 was probably a high number actually, but something like
no, you're probably not too far off.
Yeah, our cars are computers. Everything's a computer now. So once AR gets to that level where it becomes, we've done enough research and iterations of it where we can then start building it into our everyday life in different ways. Like VR phone calls, like if it's super easy and you can just like do something like where you could like you could be seeing the person who's like standing somewhere else, like as a hologram in front of you or something like that.
That's interesting that you count that as VR. I guess those are not even things I even think of as VR. Like I guess I'm thinking more of like the world creation versus like,
I think that's going to be
a really small. Because if that counts as VR, then that's a
aspect.
Great application.
Or VR, AR, I think the world creation
would that be AR?
Is
that what that would be?
If the hologram is like standing inside of a room, like if I'm seeing like if you were a hologram right now, but I can still see everything else, then that's AR, augmented reality. So you're like adding stuff to reality. But if you're just only seeing the virtual world, because I'm used
to AR being like things we either see on phone or things we see with special glasses or something.
Yeah.
Would AR count as reality? Like, because obviously I'm not here because I'm a hologram, but would that still be AR?
This is getting confused. Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm trying to get.
If you're a hologram,
and
everything else is real, but like it's somehow like I'm wearing glasses or something like that, or I'm looking through my phone and I'm seeing you, then that's AR.
I feel like that's practical use of AR.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, man, a lot of these things like Snapchat are just dumb.
Snapchat has some AR stuff? Oh, well, no, that is AR.
Classified as AR, and I think all that shit is
we're already using it.
That's why I was
it's already in there.
That's why, to me, that was like the first example. Like, well, holograms count as AR, but then that's like a good practical use of AR because I've always failed to understand what's so good about this AR thing.
Yeah. Exactly. Once we start using it for stuff that we would do anyway, like being able to like put art on your walls or different things, depending on whether or not you can wear those glasses. When they get it down to contacts, like it's gonna be interesting stuff, man. And virtual reality, as far as like living inside of different worlds, I think that is probably gonna be a very specific thing. You know, there'll be people who you know that's what they do. Just like we have production studios now that make films, there'll be whole production studios for virtual reality.
We're kind of there for that already. They're just trying to make it work.
Yeah. I mean, it shouldn't even be that hard of a model. I mean,
I was in Industrial Light and Film, which is George Lucas's ranch up in NorCal.
Oh yeah.
And they had what's the place that Facebook, the Oculus? They had so they had an Oculus Rift room, and let's pretend that thing is the camera is the Oculus, and it's in the middle of the room, and they had 12 speakers around it because to mix the sound, for 360.
Yeah.
So there's people working on that shit.
That is cool stuff, man. I'm excited, and even the stuff that's out there, I haven't even tried all of it, so I don't even have to wait for the future. I just need to get my stacks up.
I'm like, I don't think I'm as excited for it, but I'm not necessarily against it either. I'm more like, let me just take care of myself and everything else won't even matter.
But eventually, even these podcasts you're doing, you'll be recording them in like 3D virtual reality so that if someone wants to listen to it, they can just, and I kind of stole this from Joe Rogan, actually. I was listening to Joe Rogan earlier. But no, not Joe Rogan. Gary Vaynerchuk, he was talking about it. Like just the idea of once you start recording, they already have the 3D ones where you can like record and then look around. But when you can actually be inside the interview, like someone's gonna be able to like, he'll be sitting right there, he'll be able to walk around, see what's on the back of your head, look at you while we're talking. They'll be able to experience our full thing because we're gonna record it in. Yeah,
because right now we could get those little 360 Facebook cameras and have that, but walking around it would be something different.
That would be so weird.
I have a friend who works. I can't remember.
Think about that. What's gonna happen when? Oh man. Never mind. I'm about to go a dark place.
Dark internet version of virtual reality.
Right. I'm just saying, whenever they do that, and then they do a Beyonce interview, I'm going to be in that.
Uh-oh.
What up, Jay-Z? There's all respect to Jay-Z. It's funny when like people say, respect. I was listening to some rapper interview, and he was like, respect to Jay-Z, but Beyonce is a beautiful woman. I'm like, that just disrespected him because now we know what you were thinking. Now we know what you were thinking. You could have just said she was a beautiful woman. Why'd you have to say the respect first? And now you put into all of our thoughts of disrespecting Jay-Z by kissing Beyonce. At least that's where my mind goes on it.
I mean, but it's like, one is obvious, she is like beautiful, and two, it's like, I mean, it's weird because it's like you want to say
respect to the king.
It's like you want to say it, but it's almost like maybe like for PC less, you almost like shouldn't say it. Like
what respect?
No, just like she's beautiful and shit because like with Jay-Z already and all. So it's almost like you damned if you do. Yeah. No matter what.
Yeah. I mean, it's obvious that she's beautiful. It's like her job almost. So I guess we should be able to comment on it.
Well, the image is part of her job as an artist. Yeah. For sure. But you mentioned Gary Vee. I was watching Ask Gary Vee one of these days, and you came on. I was like, fuck out of here. I was like, I didn't even know you were on there. Yeah. And I'm probably watching it like 2 weeks after Green it happened. Episode. Is that what it was? Kai Green? Yeah, I was watching it just because Kai Green was on there because I used to follow that dude because he was Mr. Second Place all these years.
I don't even know who he was.
He's an Olympian. Mr. What is it called? The bodybuilders? Like, it's called like
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That shit. But I feel like it's called Mr. Olympus or something like that.
I think it's Olympus.
But yeah, he's like Mr. Second Place like every year to this same dude. I feel like last year was the first year he just didn't even do it because reasons he didn't want to give why the reasons were. Mm-hmm. So he might be done with that now and just moving into other fields. But yeah, he was just always second place. And he's kind of just like a weird guy in general. And he's living in Brooklyn and he's kind of like an artist too and all this stuff.
Oh, cool.
But because he's kind of like keeps more to himself, but he's doing this like famous thing. So you get that weird famous person,
Yeah.
But he's like, he wants to do it without being famous, which is impossible, Yeah. So that's why he always ends up acting weird.
Yeah. That's funny. That is super funny. It's a hard thing to balance, I guess. I think that's why you just have to like, because you shouldn't need to like be weird. You know what I mean? Like the famous part of it is one aspect. You just got to put that thing in its box and then have time for yourself, like as much time as you need. Like even Gary Vee, he took like a month off or something right now. Like when you want to rest.
Every August he does that shit. Yeah.
That interview, that phone call was funny too. Yeah, because I didn't know who Kai Green was at all. I just woke up one day. I was waking up late, and that was the first time I'd ever seen it live. No, I think I'd seen it live on Facebook before, but I saw it. I just put my number in there.
Yeah.
And then like the internet went out, and then, so like I was like, oh man. And then my phone rang, and it was New York. I was like, what the hell? That was the first time I put my number in there.
So you were ready already.
And then hearing Gary Vee's voice, man, that's always funny when you like. Because I had been listening to it so long, not so long, but like a few months and stuff like that. And I had listened to it so much because once you like him, you dive all the way into all that Gary Vee stuff.
For sure.
And so it was like, I feel like I know him. But then I was like, wait a second, we don't know each other at all.
What got you into his content?
This dude, Dom Williams, who has a t-shirt company, High 2. He suggested it to me, I believe, and originally I listened to a little bit of it, and I was like, "Man, this dude's a cocky jerk. I'm not even about this stuff. I was like, he was so abrasive to me, and I
felt like that's like a lot of people's first impression.
Yeah, and then I just kept listening to it, and I was like, "Ooh, oh, okay." The fact is, he's just dropping nuggets and like crazy amounts of value, and then. It's almost like he's like a free social media professor. Like he's giving out like huge quantities of the best education on social media.
Yeah.
Probably in the world, like as a source for that stuff. And it's very cool. And I was never about any of that stuff, like social media marketing, webinars, like charging money for webinars. Like I'm not going to pay for your webinar. It's not even worth it for me. Like,
but
especially
people do. That's why they keep doing them.
Yeah.
Even not because I still think they're stupid, but the fact of the matter is people do them.
And the only reason I think people do them is because they want to do them to other people. Like it's a whole.
It does seem like a pyramid scheme, unfortunately.
It is. That's exactly what it is. It is legit. It's like on the level of like pyramid schemes and chain letters and all that other annoying crap.
If we just apply it, if we just apply it, right? Like, if you look at Gary Vee as I don't want to say the word icon, but like. Whatever, what would you call him? Famous person or something?
Virtual mentor.
Yeah, okay. If we look, I'm trying to find a word like star or whatever, like artist or whatever he is. But if you look at Gary Vee like that, or let's say virtual mentor. Let's use your word, right? He, unlike the other ones, you can't buy Gary Vee product. Unless you want to buy books, and he only has 3. You know,
exactly.
And he almost never pitches.
You can buy his VaynerMedia, okay, and then he has his company Wine Library, so you can buy his wine. But I mean, he doesn't like the other show is promoting.
Well, the wine he came from that, so like and that's a family business. But he's not even like part of that. And then now he has the VaynerMedia experience because. That probably came from people bothering him because
but even before that, VaynerMedia, I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you were a company, you could have, hired them to do it.
Yeah.
And but like that's his legit business. Starts at like $25,000.
But what I was but that's why, because it's a legit business. Yeah. But what I was trying to say is that like unlike the other, what's different between him and the others who do this is like, let's say Ty Lopez, right? Mm-hmm. You know that guy?
Yeah.
Me and my garage.
I don't like him, and I give him chances all the time because he almost seems likable. But then he has this thing where he like just reminds me of like that douchebag in 5th grade, like he has this weird.
You had a Ty Lopez in 5th grade. He just wasn't rich. He just
just like that energy of like they're slightly overconfident in like the weirdest way. Like I don't even know, just their mom gassed them up just a little bit too much. Like
I would almost say, based on like hair and hair stuff, like Gary Vee probably was gassed up by his mom so much, which is why he credits himself to being how he is today. Versus Ty Lopez, I don't think he was gassed up. I think Ty Lopez was normal, and then undertook his journey, and becomes this. But the reason why I bring him up is that he would be the opposite of Gary Vee, and now like he has a list of things that you can buy that we were just talking about would be the pyramid scheme, like how to be a social thing, you know, like. If you listen to Ty, he does have his own nuggets, but they're all laced to it for like you should totally join my program, like 5 payments of $49.99.
Oh man, that kind of stuff pisses me off.
So
if
he
you
has
leave
a lot
anything
of
out
that.
and expect me to go like follow the trail to pick up the next piece, that's exactly when I'm finished.
And
like,
that's what I was saying. Gary Vee doesn't really have that. Like, and he says it in his thing. Like his thing is to like, I guess, guilt you into like following him forever. So that I guess maybe when the play does happen, you do it.
And he understands, how like giving a whole bunch of value is the dopest strategy, and like actually getting other people to succeed is the best strategy to have a bunch of winners like you. Like I was watching one of the newest Daily V's, and he was in there giving some advice about something, but he was like, go check it out on my Instagram page or something like that. Like repost this post. I don't remember what it was, but he was like literally telling people to leave his live Instagram feed. He was like, I want everyone to leave and go do this thing right now.
Oh yeah, he said that all the time. Like
brilliance.
My goal is for you to stop wasting your time watching, because he's always like, stop watching shit, even my shit. Just fucking do it.
Yeah. And I love it when that happens. When I find myself like in an entrepreneur like ultimate mode, and I don't get to watch Gary Vee for 2 weeks. I'm like, this is what happens when I'm actually accomplishing my vision. Yeah.
That's cool. Like I've I don't know, I was gonna go a few places with that. I was like, I don't know if we want to keep going down that
right.
But I don't know, like like I feel like all those things have helped me change my mindset. But I don't know if they've and definitely made me a better person, but I don't know if I don't think I've become the entrepreneur yet, or the thing yet. Like I haven't figured out the money scheme yet for me, but I think it has still affected my mindset enough that I'm probably better for it, I haven't become a businessman off of it.
That's the thing I noticed. Like the money variable is fascinating, right? So that's the thing that I'm interested in. And I think what Gary Vee doesn't talk about, because he doesn't want to get too into it, but there's this whole, because he's like, if you're just doing it, his kind of thing is, if you just do this, I think he's thinking all the other parts of your life will fall in line, right? Like the money will start to come, do some free stuff for people, you'll get clients, and he doesn't talk about too much about, how to develop an actual quality product or a whole product that
too many people following him, he can't.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, and how do you, create a general method for, like a template for product development?
He just pretty much says, just use the tools of today. Whatever it is you're doing, just make sure you're using the tools of today.
He's like, fall back, if nothing else, just sell stuff that people want. Like, people are going to buy shoes and clothes.
I don't know if the idea came from him, but I sold most of my shit. I just kind of got lazy at it. So I kind of stopped midway, but I need to pick up. Yeah. I still got shit to sell.
But I mean, you're doing the business part of it right here. Like these things, they have like super value that's adding up. Let's say, I become super duper famous, which is inevitable, right? And then and then like, or anyone,
like you gotta put it out in the universe.
You got to. I'm manifesting it.
I've always been.
I don't even like the word manifesting that hardcore, but I use it a lot.
I feel like I've become the boy who cried wolf, because I'm always talking about leaving, but I haven't left yet. But I feel like at the same time, I'm still projecting it out into the universe. So like, at the very least, it'll happen one day. Just
like you're promoting. It's like you're promoting a book release. Like I'm leaving, guys. One day, it's about to drop. Coming soon, Boosh is leaving.
Yeah,
when
Boosh,
you actually
the thing
leave.
Is, yeah, it's gonna be so when I leave, it'll be an epic leave instead of like
you gotta film the whole leave because everyone's been waiting on that drop. So.
I should do that. You know, maybe that's the thing. Maybe all this crap is just a promo for that. Like
that's actually a really.
These are all podcasts, but then like it'll be like a 2-hour doc of just me leaving, going to the flight
in the most epic way, and just like setting up in a cabin somewhere. I don't have a D-Rock,
but I have the camera just doing this.
Yeah,
like
man.
the whole time. Like,
that's the thing. You're your own D-Rock. You have the skill, so it's like you don't even need D-Rock. That was yeah. It's funny. I don't even know what Gary Vee does all day, but anyway.
From watching what we can see, like I don't want to say because it turns into, and you know, like it sounds crazy because I'm low tier rank, so it's low tier judge and high tier who's already there, but it looks like very CEO-ish, you know, in the sense of like he is doing stuff, but to the layman it probably looks like he just talks all day, which is probably what he's doing, but he's just talking out a lot of decisions, you know. I just
got this nugget, you know, and then what an executive does. I just got because I like messing around with different strategies and stuff like that. Like I map stuff just because I do like lots of thinking when it comes to business stuff. And I was like, what are the different levels of, you know, like manager, leader, boss? And I was like, because there's different levels of work. There's plans, there's strategies. And I was like, a manager, he puts your work into a plan or a schedule. You know what I mean? And then you have an executive. He puts these plans, these schedules into strategies, you know, and then there's like a leader and he puts, I didn't get that far, but the leader puts strategies into missions or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's it's a higher level of things. So when your work becomes organizing strategies, then it's a lot of, you know, talking to these strategic heads and like someone comes at you. And that's what he talks about too. He's like, I'm a firefighter. So I'm sure people they're in their strategy and they come to him with the problems and he has, you know, the full big picture where he's like, all right, this is what we're going to do.
He just takes the blame for everybody, you know, like so that whatever they do, it doesn't matter as much. Yeah.
He's covering the whole.
It reminds me of like, I've always heard the story
situation
of like, I don't know where it comes from. It's always a story. It's like two lawyers at a firm. And one guy's like never at the firm while the other guy's always putting in actual work. And the other guy's never there. He always gets paid more. And he's like, yeah, because I'm out there getting the clients for you who's working here. So, you know, like I'm a high value asset. Even though it looks like I'm doing nothing, my doing nothing is just me networking all day. Yeah. You know, like.
Yeah. And that should always be clear. I feel like if you're doing your back end analytics, like it should be clear. It's like, look, all right, you are. And I almost got in trouble because I wanted to do this at my last job. Like I was working at dental office. And I had started doing all these different charts because I basically, you know, invented the marketing department there, and I was really getting into analysis, and I was like, you can see how every dollar spent, you know, this is the return on the dollar and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? I wonder for employees, you know, if I can do a little analysis to see the actual value. Everyone got pissed off at me because they're like, but so like he's trying to figure out if I need to be fired or something like that. I'm like, no, it's not that. Obviously you're valuable because you're here. I just wanted to make like, you know, a statistical, you know, representation of it because that stuff is hugely beneficial. It helps you like understand how to organize your assets. Yeah.
And like, not that I've been around the world to be like America, but people don't like that here. And people definitely don't even like talking about how much they generate or make in their own job, I noticed. Yeah. Which I've never understand why is that private.
Yeah.
I think that's why I think that's a huge reason why we all suck is because we don't talk about our public dollar amounts. Yeah. You know, because
who sucks, man? I don't suck. You don't suck either. Nobody sucks.
No, but I don't.
I'm just joking. What kind of suck?
You're in like free agent mode right now, so you are you. But what I mean, like when you're at a job,
free agent.
Everybody might be doing the same job, but they all might get paid different various amounts.
Oh, yeah.
And because none of those amounts are public, they can't leverage each other, you know?
Oh, that's interesting.
To me, that's the company playing it right. Like, yo, we got these guys at bargain, even though we got to pay Steve twice as much. Yeah. But these other guys, we don't. And they all do the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
But if they all knew what Steve was making, like, but then they can be like, yo, what the fuck? You know, like, but no, but everybody... Mm-hmm. We've been trained to consider that a personal thing, like that what we make, and it's like you don't make enough. So don't worry about it. You know, you work here, right? So you ain't rich. Like, don't worry.
And that's why workplaces start being weird and political, because everyone's like they're trying to get the leverage, you know, but they don't actually have the real knowledge of what the leverage is. So they're trying to figure out how much people make, figuring out what other people do, figure out ways to make other people look bad and make themselves look good and stuff like that. And I never played any of those games, because what I realized is just by doing my work and like focusing on stuff that I wanted to do, you sort of create a place for yourself in the business where you're like indispensable. And that's why, like, for a lot of people, I'm like, you don't even need to be entrepreneur. You can be an intrapreneur. And I discovered that word and I looked it up. And I was like, that's like someone who does what an entrepreneur does, but inside of a company. And almost anyone can do it in small ways. If you like really double down on value and things that you're interested in inside the business. I'm sure it gets harder when you're like working at like McDonald's. Like, how do you really do that? But that's how you easily become promoted to manager, you know, and stuff like that. Just like, oh, this person is always like doing this, and this. But you can always create a need for yourself, and just by doubling down on the things that you're interested in the business, like, and kind of even a little bit ignoring the stuff that you're not interested in, because you're just going to excel so much better at the stuff that you're interested in the business that it's going to make you look really good. And people will be pissed off because you won't be doing like X, Y, and Z that they're doing, but like you're going hardcore on like S&T, and everyone notices you for that, because now the way you've been doing S&T, it's a game changer for the entire business. They'll be like, but he doesn't come to meetings on time. They're like, I don't come to meetings on time because I'm deep. And I'm focusing on this strategy when I am here, and I provide more value. I'm sorry. And then if you can do both, go to meetings on time too, then you're even better. I couldn't do the meetings on time part.
That was like, your bars right there. That was. I
was like, honestly, you guys say the same things every time. I don't think.
Yeah, meetings are really bad. Like at my last real job, like I enjoyed meetings not because they were serviceable, but because it was just a break. It was a break. It was a time for me to just talk to people as people and just play around. Yeah. But in terms of really productivity, like they were useless.
And that probably is what they're really for. The whole
if they are, that's crazy. I think, but because they don't market it as so or tell you to. Like that's what they really were for me. Yeah. But I'm like, I read it. It wasn't called that at all. It wasn't called like make fun time with friends.
That's true. And they occasionally do that. They're like team building time. Oh, stuff like that, because they're becoming more knowledgeable.
But I feel like they were all team building because they were just nothing would ever get like done. Like there wasn't a lot of structure.
Yeah.
At my last place, so you mentioned the whole entrepreneur thing. I think my problem was I had the Frank Sinatra in me. And that like I just always want to do things my way, whether it's right or wrong. I don't know, but and that's why I seem to falter at those places, because there's always a lot of unnecessary structure versus like just because that's just is what it is. Even if it's not the best, it just is what it is. You know, like
and that would always piss me off, and I would always resist against it. But I think too, you know, if you're that's why it's kind of weird. Like if you're not doing the part where you're like doubling down on the area of your interests at least, then when you rebel against the other one, then you just get fired. But at least if you're doing the other one, then it's like, oh man, they'll literally just like start to create like a new position for you. Like, cause they'll be like, all right, we know he's not coming to this. He doesn't want to be there. When he is there, he's not paying attention. Like they'll even start expecting you less in that area, but they'll even start like needing you more in the other areas. So it's an interesting balance. And then eventually, you know, if you're like really just meant to be an entrepreneur, one day though, it'll keep happening where you start creating it's almost like you're inside like a little bubble, like, or like a Venn diagram. It's like it keeps happening more and more, and you're still getting more and more valuable to them, and they'll start using you in different ways. But at some point you're like, it turns out it's just you that I hate, and I have to leave anyway. I'm just not hate. I'm just saying, like, you don't want them to have that control over your life, because you just want to be able to do everything based off your decisions, because it is super relaxing, you know, if that's the kind of person that you are.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to remember this phrase. If I have to return back to the normal job world, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I hope not.
That'd be interesting. What kind of job would you get into? If you
probably a job
what industry at least?
That
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
because like
really
I mean,
matter.
like if I could do like anything I want, and it would probably be just anything involving some form of entertainment, like it can be, whether it's music, audio, video.
I've never worked in like a fast
food
place, but that's cool.
But
I want to.
But when
that.
I say going back to job, I'm probably going back just because I need money, not because I want to go back.
Yeah. That's the thing. Hey, you have to get money from somewhere. Only a few places you can get it from. So
no, there's a lot of places you can get it from, but I mean, like, I think the more it's something enjoyable, the more likely it's just probably harder to get it from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus like if you don't mind doing anything, then there's always a something. There's always a job. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I've never done Uber before, but I've been thinking about doing it just because, like, well, I do have a car, so so I'm like, might as well give it a try, see if it's good, bad, or whatever. You know?
Yeah, it's super fascinating. I think a lot of the disconnect between like money and entrepreneurs when they're first starting is like the main thing I think is whether or not you start in a community or out of the community. If you don't start in a community, I think it is whole like levels of exponentially more difficult to
you gotta create everything.
Or I think the period of time it takes before you get that sustainable amount of living is a much wider, or even the period of time before you actually make your first sales of whatever the thing that you're making is, or you even really develop the product into something that you want to sell. It's a lot longer. But when you're in a community, you're already doing the thing that creates money, which is creating value for other individuals. You know, that's the only thing. That's all money is. It's like, oh, let me trade this value. You made nice beads. I give you turkey because I have turkey. But now it's just money because like I don't need your turkey. It's not gonna help. Actually, it would help. It saved me $3 for lunch, but so it's kind of worth it actually. But yeah, so when you're in a community, I think that's why creative communities are super important. And San Antonio has one, but they don't really think of themselves as one. But like, because then you have places, you know that there's people to provide value for. You know that this dude needs camera work for this thing, and everyone's already in the mode of like exchanging, value in a way to build up the creative thing too. Because that's another thing. The community has to be going somewhere itself. The community has to be building itself up. And that's what San Antonio is lacking, like a community that is not just a community, but is an industry.
I think that was my problem, is that when I was really like passionate about music, and that was the main thing I did around here. Yeah. Like, I think I was just in the wrong community, and it took me like many years to realize that. Yeah. But it just wasn't good. But I think I was just enjoying the fact that I was doing it, that I didn't care, you know? Yeah. And I just got blinded by the joy.
Yeah, and that's dope. That's passion.
But that's also why I'm like always resistant, and like it's funny. I've been saying, like I said, I'm gonna move, but even though I'm still here, like like kind of physically and like mentally, like I kind of moved many months ago, like because only people probably know I even exist now are like people who I've interacted with, because like anybody who's new now or like the current scene, they don't know I existed or did anything anymore, you know, because I've gone away and I just don't put myself back there.
What if it's not a physical move that you're about to do? We're about to break down. We're about to do some dimensions on it. What if you are about to pass through a fifth dimensional?
I'll take it. I don't even know what it means, but it sounds interesting.
Portal, and you're just going to become a whole new boosh. Not like you becoming a different person, but just like
the portal earlier
everything's going to be different. You saw what?
Thanos walked through a portal, and it seemed pretty fun.
Oh man,
Infinity War.
I saw a little bit of that trailer.
He seemed pretty happy. Well, it wasn't happy. It was a different type of happy. It was like a medicine, horrible person happy. But he seemed happy relative to his needs.
Oh yeah. Thanos. He's evil. He's not. He doesn't even look that evil, to be honest. He just looks like.
Well, it's because he's pink now. He went from purple to pink. It was like a whitewashing joke on him, like on the internet, because he's become lighter as the years go by. From purple to pink.
Oh man, he does look.
The whiteification of Thanos.
He looks pretty chill.
And then my friend in New York, pointed this out to me, and he was like, the first Thanos actor in 2012 was black. He was like, just saying. He was just.
Oh man.
Look at this boy. It's true. Look him up. Look him up. And then
funny.
Later on, they hire Josh Brolin, and now it's,
yeah,
that's a white actor. I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. That's funny.
Yeah, that's funny. Have you heard of KT the Arch Degree?
To who?
KT the Arch Degree.
No, what's that?
He's from New York. He's this dude. He's a scientist, a dimensional scientist. He's a YouTuber. He's a health.
So he's
guy
a real
and
scientist,
stuff like that.
Or he just calls himself the dimensional scientist.
I made that stuff up. I don't know what he calls himself.
Okay,
but he always talks about like his discussions include a lot of science. But he's on YouTube. He's out there on the YouTube scene. He has like, I don't know, his channel has like 10,000 subscribers or something like that, right? I don't know, Mr. Comp. But he's like, I'm busy.
Like, all right, I'll look up this Thanos. I didn't know about that. That's fucked up.
But no, yeah. He just did this whole breakdown of like the trailer of Infinity Wars and stuff like that, like on another level, just talking about like what it means metaphorically.
And
shit. Stuff. It's if you want to go that deep so that you can't even enjoy the movie as a regular movie.
I'm like, what it means, that sounds dangerous, because I'm like, first off, like, let's say, I'll say 80 to 90% of that was already done in 1991, and when they made it as a comic, so I'm like, calm down, you know, like it ain't even original, you know, like,
oh man, yeah,
unless that's what the original comic book people intended, you know, like, which maybe they did.
And I like that this is one of the, I'm a DC person, but Marvel really does universes better. I like the DC for their heroes, but I like Marvel for the universe.
I like all of them. I've always liked all of them. I don't think I ever picked one, but I think reading comics as a kid, because I don't read them now, but reading comics as a kid, it was probably always Marvel. I don't know why. I think they did a real good job marketing to the children, things like X-Men were bright colored. But I think reading comics as an adult, and to be fair, I haven't even read a Marvel comic as an adult, but reading some of their summaries, they don't even sound too great. But it seems like I would probably say overall, like DC, because a lot of the things that they read as an adult were Batman. DC probably has the better stories overall. Yeah,
especially when it comes to Batman. Batman there's so many cool versions. There's the Frank Miller Batman, which is amazing.
What they're trying to do right now with the whole Ben Affleck thing, but Zack Snyder is crazy.
Right. Yeah, no. Because
things like Batman versus Superman was
they
that was
from
the Dark Knight Returns, but like to the point that even the general from Man of Steel, I don't remember his name, but he was the black general from Man of Steel. He announced it, Batman versus Superman,
to watch that again,
by reading the phrase that Batman says to Superman when he beats him. And that's funny. They have him do that. He's not even in Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
It's like,
you know, that's the tough thing too. When I see about like movies and the way like what makes a good movie, and it's really hard, you know, to create, to turn like certain ideas into good movies. Like you have to have.
I want to say no, but only because I've never done it, so I could be full of shit. So but I want to say no. I just think
it's not hard, but you gotta have the right people. Because I'm just like, some people just stay messing stuff up, and like, or like you try to get someone like, if like why'd they get M. Night Shyamalan to do Avatar? I love M. Night, and I loved that version.
This goes into the process. So like, I would say like if we're just talking movies, then like it is. I want to say it's quote unquote easy to make a good movie. But now if you're talking about adaptations, you know, that might be a little harder. And but to be fair, it might also be just as easy. But that now it comes into the point where you got to get the right people. Just what you just said. Why did they get M. Night Shyamalan? Because he's gonna do M. Night things no matter what material he's playing with. You know, like, and
you don't need the controversial guy to do a pop product.
And that's the same thing with Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder, all his movies look like Zack Snyder movies, whether you like them or not. Yeah. Because Zack Snyder does Zack Snyder things. I don't know any other. He's done Watchmen. Okay. He did that weird schoolgirl movie. I never saw the schoolgirl movie. It's some weird movie where these girls are in prisons, but they jail. Yeah. But I think they dream about being badass or something. I've never seen it. Oh, okay. It's weird, but they look like they dressed in schoolgirl.
I didn't watch that. I didn't watch it either. Yeah. I remember when it was coming out.
He did 300. Yeah. I don't know if he did the second one.
Okay.
But the second one's clearly inspired by his. But he definitely did the first one.
Okay. So I know.
So like
Zack
they all
Snyder
have that
is.
visual aesthetic.
Yeah.
A lot of people think like Zack Snyder's probably like just like some people like you should just stay a defensive coach. Like but now you come up as a coach and it sucks. Like maybe he needed to just be a cinematographer and that's it. You know, like
yeah.
But when I was saying before about liking the Marvel comics, DC stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If we talking about movies though, it's like it's free though. Like Marvel movies as a whole. Because if we talk about which ones are great, like even though they got like 16 movies, I'm probably only gonna pick like 4 or 5. But as a whole, I appreciate their whole little Marvel universe versus DC movies. Just talking about this era, not bringing Nolan and all shit, you know, like that.
Yeah.
But just the DC movies as a whole probably suck, save for Wonder Woman. You know, like
yeah, no, I mean, obviously the Batmans were all right.
Just to go with the adaptation thing.
I mean, they were dope.
You see, what we were talking about M. Night, you see Marvel, a company that they started without Disney, but now they're with Disney, so now they got big budget money. But Marvel is a company that is making their own shit, which is why their things are a certain way, whether you like it or not. And DC, all their movies, whether you like them or not, look like movies made by a movie studio making a comic book movie. Because they're owned by Warner Brothers. They don't have no DC studios making decisions and shit.
Exactly.
You know, like,
and that's a huge
part of it. So no one cares. It's executives thinking what should be maybe done, you know?
Yeah. And Warner Brothers doesn't even sound official.
Like Fox is on a hot streak, right? Because they own some Marvel product. They own Deadpool. They own X-Men and stuff like that.
Yeah. Marvel's killing it. And then they got the whole Netflix universe too.
But let's look at Fox. Like their hot streak lately started in terms of good movies, not in terms of making money, because all of them always make money, good or bad. But in terms of good movies, it probably starts with Deadpool. But that movie, Fox didn't want to make. The only reason they made it was because there's always different stories, but either Ryan Reynolds or the director, one of them leaked the test footage and the fans saw it and they protested so much that they were like, all right, make your fucking movie. Yeah. And they made a movie for $50-ish million. And it's like, there is not one superhero movie made with a budget of $50 million. Like, that's insane. Yeah. So it was just like, shut the fuck up. Here's some money. Go make a movie. Yeah. It made too much of an explosion. Now they're like, oh, whoops. And now they make Old Man Logan in a different way than they made any of their other X-Men movies. Yeah. And now they're making New Mutants in a different way than they made any of their other movies.
What is the deal with New Mutants?
What do you mean, positively? Or
it looks like a horror movie.
That's what I'm saying. So I think Fox found their niche in that, like, okay, we're going to be the other guys. Like, Marvel is doing the comic book movie. Whether you like it or not, those are comic book movies. DC is doing Zack Snyder things, whatever that is, you know? Okay. And then Fox is doing like, all right, they did Deadpool and that. Just naturally, Deadpool is an anti-thingy because he's like very like fourth dimensional or fifth or whatever you would call that. Fourth wall. But like he's Ferris Bueller as a comic book, right? Yeah. Then you get Old Man Logan, and that's just The Last of Us, right? As the game The Last of Us, but like as a movie. So it's pretty much an indie movie. It just happens to be The Man Got Claws. Yeah, exactly. But it's just people acting. Yeah. My man was like, that was really interesting. My homie was like, yo, man, I didn't know I ever wanted to see like Wolverine force feeding Professor X pills, but I love that shit. You know?
And they did that. They did that TV show too, right? The one Legion. Is it Legion?
Yes, yeah. But I mean, I count the TV and movies stuff because those are totally those are people in charge of things differently. It's very weird like how those contracts work because Fox, even though they own those things, all those things have to be greenlit with Marvel, and it looks like Marvel on some light-footed stuff actually works with them on the TV stuff. Yeah,
I mean, all the contracts are different. And that's why, you know, like, that's one of the most complicated
the New Mutants look like, instead of doing another X-Men movie, it's a horror movie, like you just said. Yeah. So, like,
I don't know if I'm going to go see it, man.
Yeah, I don't like horror movies.
I don't like horror
movies. But I've always gone to every comic book movie.
Exactly.
Except for
I feel like they're trying to trick me into accepting their demons, man. I'm like, no. I rebuke.
But I might do it out of goodwill just because so far they've been okay. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And
I think I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. I don't want to. They're messing up my life a little bit. I'm going to take my Bible with me.
Oh, shit.
And, I'm going to put 4 Bibles in the 4 corners.
Damn, you're going to buy 4 seats, so 1 for each Bible.
Exactly. I'm like, I need 4 tickets.
Let me
Let me get to the film and the camera. I'm gonna sprinkle some holy water on the camera.
Let me get you what's probably the normal stuff, so we can start to get you out of here.
Okay.
We did start out with who is Kinyo, but who's Kinyo the artist?
Wow. A visionary, a world builder, life changer, inspirer of salvation.
Damn. I feel are we still talking about these 4 Bibles?
You asked me to paint a picture. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go all the way.
You, man.
A mind software developer. That's what I call my poems, really, on a real level, because that is mind software. Like consciousness software, where the rules are different, but they're also predictable and people can play around. I think. Community builder, industry developer. Honest, funny guy. I don't care about your feelings. They're not important to me.
Fuck your feelings.
They're not important to you either. They're just your prison, and you only know 2 ways to break out of them, which is laughing and crying.
Damn.
And I would prefer to make you laugh. So I'm going to talk about the stuff you don't think is funny in a funny way, and then you're going to laugh. For instance, suicide. No, I'm just joking.
Goddamn.
But yeah, that would be a good example. But anyway, yeah. Other than that, what else? That's it. I love video. I love film. I love the world of media. I love entrepreneurship. I think I'm gifted with one specific skill, which is that I'm a dope person because I believe that persons are dope. And if you always prioritize people, then you get to, I think that's everything. Like, people are always putting other things in front of people. Why would you do that? You know what I mean? Like, I have my beliefs and stuff, but like none of those, if those are like keeping me from other people, if I prioritize those over other people, then you know what? Never mind, because I probably do it sometimes.
I get it though. I feel like I haven't figured out how to do it for myself, but I like to think over the years.
Yeah.
I wasn't like this my whole life, but over the last few years, I feel like I've developed my interpersonal skills as well, like just my people skills that like, all right, I need to figure out how to use this.
Yeah.
There's something there.
Yeah.
How did you get into poetry?
I got into poetry. Really, it was just like my first language, my first thing that really let me feel like I was connected to the world. And so I think originally I was just writing. Well, okay. One, I had a few really good elementary school teachers that kind of just created the space for me to write, and then rewarded the fact that I was a better writer than everyone else around there. So that let me know, that I had the skill early on.
The universe was telling you.
Yeah. And then, I just had an affinity for it. I don't know how people get gifts, but this is obviously a gift for me, because the way that I can write poetry and my dedication to it throughout life is just on another level. So it started really early, and then it really, really kicked in again late high school style, when I really started learning about physics and the quantum world and the fourth dimension and all these things, and I would write. And so a lot of my stuff has a lot of that stuff in there. It's like half God, half quantum physics, half really nice sunsets.
Do you do any like his name always comes to my head, but I actually haven't even heard too much of music, so I might be totally wrong. But like Saul Williams type stuff, or like spoken word over music.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, I love spoken word over music, because especially with me, a lot of my stuff is so deep, and I can just see people sitting there sometimes like that stupid look on their faces. No, I'm just joking. But that was really mean. I was just joking.
Society will catch up one day.
But no, I love to do the music behind the poetry, and I started doing some projects with MT the rapper. Some stuff that we're not even anyway, but he's helped me record some stuff, and then I just put out one called Black Lives Matter 2, number 2, and that's up, and that's going to be on Spotify, iTunes, and everything. So that's being my one track out there, because I was like, everybody's making this streaming money. I could use a few extra cents.
I know
day.
everybody has stuff on stream. I don't really know too many people making the streaming money.
That's true. That's true.
like hey, man, but look,
even if it's just an extra $10 a year,
yeah,
that's one thing I'm about right now. It's like, let me just get these these little random, because then you sell like this thing today, then you sell that thing the other day, and you sell this other thing, you know. And if these are all, and especially if all those things are just things that you're doing anyway, because that's who you are, it's just, you know, like getting out there, and it sort of adds up, and it creates like a little safety net, I guess, kind of.
Yeah.
Of just money there.
For sure. Ty Lopez, go. I know you like him so much. Ty
Lopez. Yeah, Ty Lopez.
But one of his things is always
Douchebag.
like multiple streams from multiple sources.
Oh, yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, there are things that he always preaches like that, but then he's like, yeah, but give me money.
Right? I don't want to mess things up, just in case you have Ty Lopez on the podcast. I won't say what I really think about how much he sucks and
people
he's
can
annoying.
Do whatever they want. I don't care.
And if I see him, I'm going to tell him to his face, thank you, sir. Please let me work with you.
Yeah. You're trying to get in that garage
right.
too. I get it.
Right.
With all them books.
No. Yeah, he's a little weird, but I mean, he must be doing. Never mind. I'm not gonna speak on what. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
What is the is your main thing right now? That like I'm gonna butcher it, but like I see it on Instagram too. I have it. The Forward.
Project Forward.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a company that I've been developing for like a year now, and we're at another stage of development now, and it's just continuing to develop it. Number one thing is, you know, making media for influencers. I was thinking the other day, you know, like if I met someone just like randomly on the street, what I would tell them it's for. And my answer to that is, if you are starting out as an artist or an entrepreneur, then it's for you, because you need to start inside of a community. And I just kind of reverse engineered my process and my system of going out and networking and meeting people. And if you're not good at the networking, right, because it's not for everybody, but if you sort of like need help with that, whether it's like a brand or an entrepreneur, then that's what Project Forward kind of services. But the way that we service it is creating media, creating workshops, and, you know, getting people the ability to make media that matters.
When the way you describe it like that
matters. Yeah.
Like, because I see it and I understand it as something different, but then
what do you understand it as?
I'll say that, but it reminds me of like hearing you like a virtual co-working space.
Whoa!
That's what you just described to me. Like,
oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! That's like literally what it is.
I feel like I just taught this to you. Like you didn't know. This.
I had no idea.
You were saying it, but you were just saying it more complicatedly,
right?
like with a lot more words. You know,
like
that's what you were saying. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! People have been doing that to me my whole life. Like, why didn't you just use this word? It's like, because, man.
But like I just saw it like as another media platform. You know, it's a network. Here's the network, the Forward network, and now you have all these artists doing stuff.
And that's what it is too. I kind of that's been my explanation of it for the longest time. Now, and I'm just in the mode, I guess, more of articulating it because I'm trying to articulate it in the language of the influencer, because that's who I'm really trying to talk to.
Yeah.
And I think the influencer, we don't really think about what that means, but it's a number of people in every single cultural group. There are these people who, when you open up a bar, you go to these people so you can get people in your bar, right? There's people that when you want to hear a voice on an issue, this is who you go for, and they speak for multiple groups of people. So it's like people who have this exchange with large groups of people and sort of find ways to be of use in that area. And so that's what influencers are. So I'm trying to say it in the language that I think those people will understand intuitively from the life that they live. And it's like, oh yeah, that's me. Like, I am this person, because that's what, you know, freaking Advil does. Like, it's like, hey, like, do you like have, if you think about like the way ads work and like all the stuff that they associate their stuff with, and it's like, okay, that's kind of weird, but it makes sense, and that's how they sell it, because people really need to be able to embed themselves in the narrative that you're creating. So, but yeah, virtual co-working space media platform. That's it. Those are the only words I'm using. You watch the next, I'm probably lying, 1,000 interviews. I'm gonna go a virtual working space media platform. Virtual co-working space. This is the part of
the video, for anyone who sees the video, is where it gets weird, because now I gotta change the light.
Oh man!
It
got darker?
Yeah. Because man, that's the one thing. I've done like a few outside, and That shit always happens because I'm always doing it in the middle of evening time.
Yeah. I thought that was cool. The one I saw where you were telling me about it, and then like that girl's video.
Yeah, but I ended up using so many different like color grading things that I think is weird if you're watching it. Like, because
I think it's cool. It has like a cool aesthetic to it.
It looked great, but I wish it could look the same great instead of like 5 different okay ones, or like even if they're great, but it's 5 different ones. So we'll just be talking and then like a different color scheme just happens.
Yeah,
like,
it's cool. I like it. I'm about it.
What okay.
Get your life.
See, now this throws me off because now I'm thinking about video and shit. But I'm gonna throw you down to life questions, and then we be done.
Let's do it.
What is
this conversation got a show tonight?
What is one thing you believe that everybody thinks you're crazy for believing?
Ooh, that everybody thinks I'm crazy for believing.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah. So I believe in Jesus.
The end.
That is something, but not everybody thinks I'm crazy for that. Just like certain people.
Yeah.
But and then I think in this like at the state that I'm in entrepreneurship, which is why I'm so glad I'm making so much video, because it's gonna be the ultimate I told you so.
Oh, you're doing the Gary Vee now?
Yeah. It's going to be so great. I'm going to be like, look at this, you fools. I'm specifically any exes. I'm the one who messed it up. So, but I think maybe to, and this is another pocket of people who don't believe it, but some of the entrepreneurship goals, I think maybe some people think that, it's, less and less. I don't really have any. Initially, there were a lot of people who were like, "This doesn't make any sense," But
I think
now
everybody says that. But like, I don't even have success in people.
Yeah.
In terms of making money, like, and I feel like even my family is like not as rebellious as they were when I first started.
Yeah.
They're just more like, man, I just wish you didn't suck. But like I think eventually the world just normalizes you, whether you're good at it or not. Like this is what you
fascinating.
are.
Yeah.
It. But you need to be brave enough to be that in the first place and be that long enough, not just for a day. And
that's really fascinating. Yeah,
because I would have been different if I had support in my young. Because I mean, like I didn't go to school for music. I ended up with a finance degree, but I remember I wanted to do music initially. And no one supported me, and back then I had a different mindset. So like my mom wasn't on my side, and I just gave it up right there.
Yeah. But, and that sucks. I think about that too. So many different things. But yeah, the coolest thing I wanted to do, I gave up myself, which was play piano. Like I wish I would have kept going to classes or whatever. But I still play though. I'm gonna start busting that out. At a basic level,
it's still something you can still get the normal stuff. But like same thing, I was talking to my friend about guitar, like. Like I can probably teach people basic guitar in like a couple of minutes, but if you want to be godlike, that's all on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to put in the 10,000 plus hours.
Yeah, something like that.
Of investigation.
All right, next one. What is your goal in life?
My goal in life is to discover the destiny that was handcrafted for the perfect me. Which is just to have fun every single day. I think I'm done, I already did it. Now it's just like about chilling in different rooms, you know what I mean? Like, I'm chilling in different rooms with different people. So like like the hard part of like figuring myself out, like I feel like I just like came out of that already. I'm just like, okay. All right. Now there's new ideas and new work to do. If I could help people out in any way, it would just be to, really recreate the some accessibility into the entertainment and entrepreneur sector. Because, it's not like a clear path. Because school really isn't built to make entrepreneurs. And that's fine because really entrepreneurs are probably like 1% of society. So it wouldn't really make sense to build school for those people. But for those 1%, I would like it to be a little bit less like a suicidal journey into hell itself to become an entrepreneur. It seems completely unnecessary, why does everyone have to tell these crazy stories where it's like, oh man, I just sold my last baby and then this happened and I still didn't make it. Then I dodged a bullet.
We don't know what we're doing in the beginning.
I'm just saying, but there's so many That's exactly what's happening for all these people who are, getting corporate jobs. But then there's the school builds this support structure around them so that through all levels you're incubated and you're paying until like there's a set up society for you until you can make the money, and then there's a system for paying back, everything that you invested. And we need the same everything that was invested in you. We need the same thing for entrepreneurs. That loose apparatus that you can fit into early on, and then a system where you can supply that same foundation for people who are coming next via paying back what was invested in you. It'll create room for the next people. So I think that's definitely possible, and I look forward to that. And it won't be for everybody, which is good because some people don't deserve to make it.
Damn, harsh judgment.
Some people don't deserve to make it. Dang, that was really mean. That was super mean. I'm just joking.
Who do you have compassion for? Clearly, those people who don't deserve to make it, right?
No compassion. No compassion. You're a garbage person, and you're trying to spread your garbage. Stay in the sewer. No, I'm just joking. That's very mean. I don't know where that's coming from.
I bring it out of people.
Oh man, who do I have compassion for? I have compassion for ignorant people, because that's such a weird place to be. Like you don't even know where you're in. You don't understand anything. So what's the point of like? There's no way out. There's no way out of a place that you don't know you're in. So that's sad for me to see more than anything.
I feel like. I grew up my first 18 years in New York, and I feel like that's pretty much my New York story. A lot of people are like, why the hell did you move out here? And I can tell that again. But basically, I didn't know I was in New York. I knew I was in New York. I just didn't know the power New York had until I came here. And I'm like, oh, okay. Whoops.
Yeah.
But I would never have that contrast.
Yeah.
And like I still got people who live in the same like neighborhood that I grew up in.
And never left. Yeah.
And
you can't tell
I
either.
can see like now I can see that, even though I haven't like made it or nothing yet, but like I can see like, damn dude,
I feel the same way
you're still here, and you don't know you're still here. And even though I say it, until you realize it, it doesn't matter what I say.
Yeah, it was the exact same thing. It was the same reason like when I left LA, I was like, but you realize looking back from San Antonio, and San Antonio has a whole bunch of benefits. Like if you're an artist or entrepreneur, move to San Antonio. But anyway, at least for a little bit. Because you will get some nurturing, I think.
You get it's all mixed. I don't know if I believe if you're an artist you need to move out here. Yeah. But I think if you're an entrepreneur, especially business entrepreneur, there's tons of opportunity.
Yeah.
Like if you just into like just business period, like entrepreneur. And if you're an artist, that's all on you. But I also will say this though, like for all the shit I've definitely seen people make full-time livings here who are visual artists.
Yeah.
Whether it be painting or video. Yeah. I have only seen close to none like do it via audio artists. And to be fair, all those guys did not fuck with San Antonio, like at any local level.
I think in San Antonio, you got to be something else.
Like in terms of audio. But the visual people, there's a bunch of visual artists here who I've never heard of. I'd meet them and it's like, I look them up after I meet them. Like they just been making their living here like on. So if you're a visual artist, it's not.
That's interesting.
But if you're an audio guy, like, I'm not saying you can't be the one to start it, but like there's been a bunch of people here and everybody I've met here, like they just have work from other places. They just happen to live here. My teacher won a Grammy. He banned himself from working with San Antonio artists,
Oh, wow.
I just found out about this band called, I think, Nothing More that I might reach out to.
Yeah.
Never heard of them ever, but it's like a rock band.
Yeah.
They got nominated for 2 Grammys or 3 Grammys. I've never seen that band on any bill anywhere here.
Yeah.
And they're from here. And I'm my homie I always talk about, Richie Branson, like who works for Snapchat now, He's making like 6 digits now.
Yeah.
Never really he told me himself, like back when I met him, I was really passionate about music. I told him like, yo, I mainly mess with Austin. He said good, because we just don't have the infrastructure for him. All his success was on the internet.
Infrastructure. That is the thing. Infrastructure.
So but again, those are just my audio stories. Like I've met a bunch of visual people. I met one guy who does film music here, but all his work comes from LA. He just happens to live here.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. But yeah, that was just my stuff. Did you even get to answer the compassion thing? I don't even.
The compassion. I said.
Ignorant people. Yeah, you did. So
ignoramuses.
The next one would be. What is on that list? Oh, 3 things you're thankful for.
3 things I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for my collaborations with my people, the good people around me. It's a short list. I could even list it off. MT, Frankie, Dom Williams, Frankie Michelle, by the way, Dom Williams from High 2, Mr. Composition from Dab Troll.
Out to Mr. Comp.
There's a bunch of other people, and now I feel bad because I thought I could list them all. Sorry,
it's
guys.
like, wait, damn, it's way more than 5.
Right?
It's like,
but I'm thankful for collaborators. I'm thankful for I'm really actually thankful for my parents and my life foundation. It's been really cool. I've realized that I really did have a leg up in a lot of ways from them, and I appreciate that. At least they left Nigeria. If I had grown up in Nigeria, I'd be dead. I don't think I could do it. But third thing I'm thankful for is 2017, man. This is the year to be alive. I don't care what year you're watching this in. Aliens in year 4052. You guys missed it already.
I just want to say it's a very sad answer because it's almost over already.
It's almost over. 2018 is going to be even better.
Oh, I was okay. I thought you were about to say it's going to be okay.
There's like a golden age period. That's going to go till about 2030.
Okay, all right. But positive outlooks the next 15.
No, I'm sure it's all going to be great. But I mean, right now, I am really grateful for this moment in time, like to be able to fill these hours and fill these minutes. They're very great minutes, very great hours.
That's what's
and
up.
So many things are being created. So
I think I grew up super negative, so I'm trying to change my outlook to that.
Yeah. Or maybe you had crappy stuff around you and you were just accurate.
Still, there's a way to still have a positive outlook.
Now that you see the better stuff, now you can start pointing that stuff out and be like, I'm really glad. You should be even more glad the good stuff's out there because everything else was so crappy. Well, I don't know if it was crappy. It might have been good. Maybe your mom's actually a better cook than you thought.
Did you list 3 things there or no?
Yeah, I did. I'm grateful for people, now. I'm grateful for my people, and I'm grateful for my foundation.
All right.
My parents, my peeps, my friends, my best friends. Oscar and Steve, what's up? We're going to Vegas next year, or maybe. I made that up right now. But anyway.
It's not that far. You could do it. I drove out there. One person you want to forgive and one person you want them to forgive you, and if you can say why.
Those are actually both the same people. Kanye West. No,
damn.
One person I want to forgive.
Yeah.
Well, I want to forgive. Why wouldn't I have already forgiven them?
No, some people have already done it, so they don't really have an answer. But some people haven't.
Okay.
We all on different journeys.
Yeah. One person that I want to forgive is myself. I think more than anything else, and I work on it every day just to let myself know, hey man, yes, you made some mistakes, but focus on the other stuff that you're doing. So that's a constant process. As far as someone that I want to forgive me, every girl that I've ever so much just kissed, I apologize. Please forgive me.
Was the kiss that bad?
Or is that it was usually the start of a very sequence of bad things. Okay. There's those people that all their girlfriends probably say positive things about them. I don't think I would fall into that group. But anyway, not that I was a douchebag, but anyway, yeah, I was a douchebag. Yeah, so that's it. All the exes.
All right.
Please forgive me.
You on that Drake life?
Yeah. It's not even that many, but for you. 3 unfortunate ladies.
Where you see yourself in the next 3 years?
In the next 3 years, I'm gonna be still in San Antonio.
Okay.
Probably have about 2,500 square feet of
virtual space will be reality.
Production space, virtual space, but actual literal space. I think it'll probably go from being a virtual co-working space to being a form of an actual co-working space. Production areas for video, VR, AR, all that stuff. It's going to be happening in this city, and I'll probably be traveling 3 days out of the week to Tokyo, London, San Francisco, New York to make videos out there. Meet people, go on book tours, sign my books, share my books. Woo! Married, probably. I'll probably have a kid, honestly. Even though I don't think I'm gonna have a kid. It's probably gonna happen. Everyone thinks that crap, and then it just happens. And I'm around that period, so it's probably gonna happen.
I don't even see me having like a girl, so I'm like, damn,
next
you're ready
month,
to the kid.
3 kids. Boosh has 3 kids.
Damn, like we just did the 9 months real quick.
It's like I didn't know I was gonna happen, and then boom, I met the girl. Turned out she already had 2 of them. Now she's pregnant.
It's just funny, like I don't know, because I feel like obviously there's still people I like and stuff, but and like I recognize pretty girls and all that stuff, but I think for the first time recently, I saw like a famous person like say like what sometimes a lot of us, I don't know if we think it, but like just the idea of thinking it of like seeing like something like a Michael Jordan, even though he was married and stuff, but like like Lewis Howes, right? Because he falls into that same category of Lopez and Gary Vaynerchuk. You ever heard?
I don't know. No,
doesn't matter. But
I don't listen to a lot of
he's out there a lot. Like people like him are forcing his way because he has a lot of promotion right now going on.
Yeah.
Like I saw that dude on Hot 97 too. I was like, why?
What's his name?
Lewis Howes.
I don't know.
He's like a football player turned like a podcast motivational guy.
Wow.
But anyway, I have this one clip of him talking about the number one thing in his life is his vision. Like not even like, and he's like, I don't know if he's single or not right now, but he was like, even when he does have those people, like they kind of come second, and I've rarely seen that. Like normally it's like family first or the girl first.
Yeah, and Gary Vee says that too.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't know. Like,
and depending on what your goals are, it's just absolutely necessary. It might be absolutely necessary.
I don't even know if it's absolutely necessary, but I know like at least until I get into like foundation. I feel like once I have a foundation to stand on,
or you might just find the bae who's on the team, and she's like pushing as hard in the exact same direction as you. You're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm not against it. I just ain't necessarily looking for it because I know in my young 20s I really wanted the girl, I wanted the one, and now I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm good. If it happens, cool. If not,
Booshmate.
The Booshmate. That would be a future song.
She's out there. She's out there. I can see her.
What's the perfect day?
Fine Latina woman.
What's the perfect day? Sounds like fine Latino woman's part of it.
Oh man, the perfect day is I execute in the first 3 hours ungodly amounts of strategic accuracy, and then I get 5 new opportunities that are mind blowing. Didn't even know it was gonna happen. And then I sit on a patio drinking a glass of wine, and I write the best poem that's ever been written. It's a perfect day.
Perfect bars.
Perfect day. Yeah. Then I wake up.
That's what's up. All right, where does the will to carry on come from? Does it come from within? Does it come from a higher power, some type of faith?
The will to carry on, I think it starts with ego, and then it gets continued by stamina, and then in its lowest points, it's just like I'll resonate this failure frequency, and then someone will reflect it back to me, and then I'll be like, what? Do you think I'm a failure? And then it goes back into ego, and I get pissed off. And I'm like, I'm amazing. You will see the things that I can do. And then I believe in myself again. So it's like a cycle, ego and stamina. Yeah.
All right. Here's the last one.
Yeah.
This one's called I Like, I Wish, I Wonder. It's a 3-parter though.
Ooh.
I like that I did. I wish I had done. I wonder what would have happened if.
Okay. I like that I started Project Forward. That could have easily not happened. I wish I had focused more on entrepreneurship starting from like age 11, but I guess that would have been impossible to know what that would even mean. And I wonder what would have happened if I had asked out Camille Cordisco in 5th grade. She was my soul babe.
Should we tag her in this?
No, because I recently reached out on Facebook, and I don't even need her to see this. But yeah, I wonder what. Not recently, like 2 years ago or something. Yeah. But I don't want to sound like too much of a creep here. But, yeah, that is my big wonder. That's my big. I don't have like a lot of regrets just because I feel like life was supposed to happen if it was the way life happened the way it was supposed to happen. But that's the one thing I would tweak a little bit.
For sure.
Because Yeah, from what I remember, she was super fine as a 5th grade.
Let's get them plugs out there.
Oh, plugs. Check me out in my entirety at my website, kinyo.org, mostly to see different stuff that I post. And then you can find my books. And I got 5 books out, new one coming. I don't know when you're watching this, actually, but I got lots of books out. So check that out. And yeah, at social media, you're always going to find me at Kinyo HQ. I don't care what the platform is, Twitter, Facebook. And don't go when new social medias come out taking the Kinyo HQ just because I said this. Cause that's what I go for, because I know other people are taking the Kinyo. So Kinyo HQ on everything. Kinyo HQ on the Bravo tipping app, which is a company I just started. I'm talking with. And anyway, and then project4.tv. You can find my business and check us out. That's it.
Yo, man,
those
Mr.
are my
Comp
locations.
Had to sit through all this. What's some
let me plug
plugs?
some.
Yeah,
I know all the Mr. Composition things, man. Yeah. Find Mr. Composition on Spotify, iTunes. Graffiti the Mind is his new album. It's on there. Buy it, get it. He also has a book called Ideas of Illusion. Amazing. You gotta read it. I haven't read it yet, even though I own it. I bought it though, and I'm gonna read it soon.
Things, yeah, when you plug in stuff, I haven't done it.
I bought it though. I copped it, and I read parts of it. You can find his book on dabtroll.com, which is his media company. You can find Dabtroll on YouTube. You can find Mr. Composition on YouTube too. You can find.
Is that his artist name? Is Mr. Composition?
Mr. Composition, yeah. And his book is published, Ideas of Illusions. His author name is Kevin Prince. And then you can find him on Facebook, Twitter, Insta, Blam, Instagram at Graffiti the Mind Son.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and then you can find both of us on Project 4. Go to Idea Parties, expansion tours. We just got back from Dallas 2 days ago. We shot a bunch more footage. We went to Dallas a month ago. We went to Austin a couple weeks ago. We're just going out to different places, shooting footage, rapping at open mics, meeting racist people on the streets, meeting racist people in other places because they're everywhere in Texas, and just getting down with stuff.
Are you trying to like debate these racist people? Or?
No, I'm just playing. Okay. I don't actually meet that many racist people. I think it's just funny to say. Yeah, right. There aren't that many racist people.
Last words?
The future.
Damn. Like his album, or you mean the actual future? Or like
It was gonna be. I was gonna try to do a whole monologue, but the pressure built up too much inside the funny.
It was
part
all
of my
self-imposed.
Body.
I mean, I was like, I didn't do nothing. Right?
I was excited. I did it to myself.
All right, there you go. The
my
future.
Own pants.
Last words. There you go. The future.
Yeah, the future.
All right. Bake that chicken, smoke that turkey. Boosh. We done.
Yeah. Is that what you say after everyone?
Yeah. Pretty much.
What is that?
Bake that chicken, smoke that turkey. Boosh.
Bake that chicken, smoke that turkey. Boosh.
Yeah.
Blah.
Yeah.
Man's not hot.
Oh, never hot.
You know about it.
Okay. Boom. Big Shack. Ota Afni. Scoop no. Rat no. Usna. Ota the girl them as well. Boom. 2 + 2 is 4. -1, that's 3. Quick maths. Everyday man's on the block. Smoke trees. See your girl in the park. That girl was a octopus. When the thing went quack, 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 you man were ducking. Old tight Afni. He's got a pumpy. Old tight my man. He's got a frisbee. I trap on the road. Moving that cornflakes. Rice crispy. Old tight my girl Whitney. Perfect. On the road doing 10 toes. Lama pose. You man fought, I froze. I see a 10 girl, then I pose. If she's not on it, I boast. Look at your nose. Nose long like garden hose. You get me? I said man's not hot. I said a man's not hot. The girl told me take off your jacket. I said babes, man's not hot. I said man's not hot. I said a man's not hot. The girl told me take off your jacket. I said babes, man's not hot. Pop up the 4-door with the 440. It was 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chilling in the corridor. Your dad is 44, and he still call a man for a draw. Let him know. When I see him, I'm gonna spin his jaw. take man tricks by force. Said man shot by force. Your girl knows I've got the sauce. No ketchup, just sauce. Raw sauce. Boom, yo. The thing goes up. Skiddy pop pop pop. And the poop 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 boom. Skia. Boom 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 boom. Boom boom. I said man's not hot. I said a man's not hot. The girl told me take off your jacket. I said babes, man's not hot. I said man's not hot. I said a man's not hot. The girl told me take off your jacket. I said babes, man's not hot. Yo, man can never be hot. Perspiration thing. Links effect. Yo, you don't know. Don't take me for one of these boys and that. You know what I'm saying? Man's really about it. The thing goes up. Skiddy pop pop pop. And the boom 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 boom. Yeah. Boom 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 boom. Boom boom. You don't know.